Hello, freelance friends. It is Sunday. My voice is raspy. Bear with me. Today, we're talking about marketing. I am dying to talk about marketing, specifically that, if you're struggling with marketing, it's very likely that it's because it's really hard to market something that doesn't exist. If you don't have a business and you just have skills, or you don't have a business and you just have art, that's okay. But you do not have a business. What is the difference? The difference between just having skills or just having art and having a business is that a business has figured out who their target market is, has figured out the niche or the need they're filling, has figured out over a large enough sample size who wants what they offer. And you've figured out what it is you like to offer. And those two things should be aligned. In finding a couple people on YouTube who are actually good at business advice and listening to a podcast this last week that was actually useful, I had this big download yesterday that it's really hard to market something that doesn't exist. It just is. And in having a couple consulting calls over the last few weeks, and then also doing this marketing push for the Patreon pod, my event coming, my book, etc. I'm just had this big moment where I was like, oh yeah, like the reason why there's so much trial and error sometimes is because the business doesn't actually exist. It just doesn't. And we have to start learning to discern between when is there a business and when is it just me selling some skills. So, example, I have been doing consulting for 4 years, but I am still sort of balancing out the perfect model. Like, do I like the retainer model? Do I like one-on-ones? How do I balance both? What is it that each people need? I've probably had like 25 clients over the last 4 years. And even that is not the best sample size because all 25 people are quite different. Well, like maybe I've probably had 10 larger clients, like actual small businesses, and then the rest have been one-on-one. And for the larger businesses, it's ranged everything from like rebranding, helping them make a website, copywriting, budget stuff, planning, marketing documents, etc., and or actually working in their business with them on other things. So there's no sort of container that has been sustained the entire time. One-on-ones tend to have more container, more of a repeatable framework, but still the required needs change a lot. And so this is a common problem when you serve a wide array of people, is that it's really hard to create a structure for myself, for the business, that feels repeatable and makes it easier for me to market. And so let me break it down this way. Working on the business versus working on marketing. Actually, there's 3 levels. So if we go back to the sales funnel, let's just say there's the sales part of visibility plus engagement equals sales. Let's just say the sales part is actually the business. The middle, customer service. The top, marketing. Okay? There's 3 things you can work on: the business, customer service, or marketing. before getting to marketing, you have to understand the business. It's really hard to understand the business if you haven't had at least probably 100 clients, because the sample size is tiny. And if you haven't figured out exactly what it is you like to do and how to deliver it and on what time and what the best price is, etc., you're still in trial and error mode, which is totally fine. But don't get hung up on not being sure or not knowing how to market it. It's normal. You can't market something that doesn't exist. And the best way for me to explain that is, if you haven't gotten enough feedback, enough reviews, enough results for your clients, then of course you don't know what to talk about. Of course you don't know how to market. Of course you're looking to industry standards. Working on the business is the boring part. It's finding clients, it's cold emails, it's networking in real life, it's meeting people, giving a business card, giving them your number, telling them that you want to do something for them. It's the most boring part. Customer service, well, you got to have clients in order to have customer service, or you need to have requests, or you need to be in demand. Marketing is easy thanks to Canva, Instagram, Google Maps, all these things. You can market for sure. You can go to a market also. You could set a table up outside. But many of us, myself included, are sometimes marketing something that isn't really a business yet. And that's why we're not getting results. That's why we're not getting results, because we haven't singled the situation. We haven't boiled it down. And that's okay. But I think this is where a lot of people slow down, have self-doubt, and don't really understand. And one other reason I'm thinking about this is I just started a new contract with a comic book company who has a killer product and has been around for a long time, but they just don't have the time to market outside of their usual method, which was using Kickstarter. And so I'm coming in and I'm helping them market. And I had this aha while I was doing it, because I just like tapped into crazy flow state and got so much done. And I was like, wow, it is so easy to market, to know how to market something that already exists, that already has a fan base, that already has, 10 years of content to pull from. I've got a ton of photos, videos, graphics, so many different things that it's going to make it really easy for me to do an insane push for like a month to see what sort of marketing helps them reach new clients. So why they need marketing is they have a lot of inventory from the Kickstarters. Like, they already fulfilled all of those, but they usually order more. So we need to reach a new target market, or whatever. So that's the purpose of why the marketing is necessary. And yeah, I was just like, no shit, it's really easy to pull something up when the business has existed and there's feedback and there's fans and there's really cool art and whatever. There's an online store, etc. And I just was like, no shit. And then in talking to a couple clients the last few weeks, like, I think that when you're somebody with many skills, really creative, etc., we really are so drawn to to perfect marketing and to try to like look all put together, but we don't even have a business. We just have a set of skills. And if you have a set of skills, you have got to work on the business, in the sense you've got to find clients who need your skills, and deliver so that you can market what you deliver. Because if you don't have any results that you've delivered, then you're not really going to be very easily hireable, right? As a freelancer, you should be positioning yourself as somebody who delivers results. So not just, oh, I do marketing, or I do graphic design, or do video, or make art pieces, or whatever, photography, video, whatever. But I do video that helps you get new clients. I do event video because of whatever. I can edit this. A business that's going to hire you only cares about three things. It's in that formula. They either care about marketing, customer service, or business, sales. So either what you do is going to help them increase sales, or it's going to help make their customers happier, or it's going to help them reach new customers. It's the only three things anybody in business cares about. And so if you haven't figured out where you fit into that, it's going to be really hard to get hired. It's going to be really hard to market. And yeah, I think that's literally it. So my solution, or not solution, but suggestion is like, just accept that you are not a business yet, and you're still figuring out what business framework works for you, who your client is, and what you like to deliver. I am still figuring it out, and it's been 4 years, and I have delivered results. I have delivered 4 times the profit. I have delivered, probably like increased visibility. I don't have the exact number. I've also delivered, customer service frameworks to like help increase the satisfaction of customers. I have delivered branding. I have delivered business knowledge. So many things, and I'm still figuring out what it is I like. And I think we'll see, because I change my mind often, but just having this experience with this comic book company, I'm like, oh, I think I do prefer working with people who already have a business but need help with the marketing. So much easier. And so yeah, TBD. But all that to say, if you don't have a business yet, work on your business, which means doing the boring, uncomfortable shit. Email people, network, try to find who your best client could be, put whatever work you do have on display, frame it, position it in a way that helps other people with marketing, customer service, or sales, and keep building that way. Because otherwise, unless you've got a crazy ass marketing degree, it's probably not gonna work. So yeah, that's my not so motivating Monday podcast. But honestly, I do think it is motivating, because the first 4 years, 5 years, it's all research. It's all research. You're just researching. That's pretty much what it is. Trial and error research. And that's okay. That's okay. Have a good week, guys.